All right, everyone. Hello, and welcome to Soul Star Light Up, episode number 2. So I had to postpone it a little bit because every time, well, not every time, I'm being dramatic, but a lot of times when you are about to go live, things tend to start going in a direction that you don't need it to be going into. So 30 million things went wrong, and I'm trying to. So today I'm going to be talking to you about sound healing, like what sound healing means to me, what I've seen it do for the people who come to my sound healing circles. I'm not going to get into all the technical stuff because that's not how I do sound healing. If you want to know technical, you can take a class, you can read a book about sound healing, all that stuff. That's not what I'm here to talk about today. And also, I have a little bit of a sound healing demo. So for all of you who have not experienced sound healing, get a little of a taste of it today. So I was trying to set up cameras, right? I'm not a tech person in any way, shape, or form, but I was trying to figure out a way that I could get the bowls in the shot, not at the same time as me, but just get the bowls in the shot when I get ready to play them, but it's not working out. So anyway, I am here. Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for either tuning in right now or for watching it on the replay. So as a lot of you probably know, I used to do this show before but it used to be called Soul Star Light Up. Now it is called Soul Star Light Up. So I like to interview people and highlight people who have been on an evolutionary or spiritual journey and are now, really coming into their own and doing life the way that they want to do life. So whether that's starting their own business or whether that's, making products and selling them, whatever it is, really taking a step and a leap out of the traditional expectations of society as far as, providing for yourself and a career and all those things, and really just making their own way. So that's what this segment is about. I mean, this whatever show, I hate to call it a show because not really, but that's what this is about. And I was supposed to have a guest tonight, but unfortunately life gets busy and crazy, so we had to reschedule. But next week my guest is going to be Shuvra Deb. I can't believe I just messed that name up. This is one of my soul sisters. So Shuvra Deb is my guest next week, and she is my Indian British posh soul sister, and I'm super excited that she is going to be on this show and talk about like really taking a leap and living your life in a way that it resonates with you and not necessarily society. She has a great story about that, and I can't wait to share it with you all. So hopefully you all tune in next Sunday. I think it's the 28th. I don't have a calendar in front of me. But next Sunday at 5:30, I will be talking to Shuvra, and she's coming from the Cayman Islands. So very excited about that. We met through our shamanic Reiki trainings, and we were at Omega when we did them there, and then just one, we were together for just one of those trainings at Omega, but then we got to spend a whole week together last year at in Washington State at the Hoh Rainforest doing a retreat, and it was wonderful, and we became very close, and she is definitely one of my soul sisters. Love her very much. So tune in. She's very interesting. She is a beautiful person inside and out. And she has a British accent, and I love it. Anyways, so that is for next week. So make sure you guys tune in for that. So yesterday I taught a beautiful Reiki, shamanic Reiki level 1 class, and that was good. I hadn't done that in a long time. The participants were amazing, and I can't wait to see what they do with their Reiki attunements and their newfound abilities and power and knowledge to heal themselves and others. So I'm very excited about that. I'll be teaching level 2 probably in a couple of more months. I'll be announcing that. But and I will be teaching a crystal dreaming class. So for all of you who probably don't know what crystal dreaming is, because it's not a modality that is super popular in the United States. It's more popular in Australia because that's where it was created, or that's where it was downloaded. And so if you are interested, please reach out to me. Before you become a practitioner, you have to experience a session. And of course, why would you want to become a practitioner of something that you've never experienced or heard of before? So just reach out. I'm going to do that probably at the end of the summer. We shall see. There's a lot of stuff going on. I have my retreat at Copper Beach coming up June 2nd to the 4th. There is still room for that, guys. So if you want to sign up, please do so. It is going to be an amazing group. It's already a great turnout, but there are some spots left. So if you're interested, go onto the Copper Beach Institute website. So it's copperbeachinstitute.org. And you can sign up. It's a weekend retreat. You don't have to stay there. You can commute if you live close. It's in West Hartford. And yeah, it's going to be amazing. I visited the land and I'm going to visit it again this week. And it's prime, prepped and ready. And the ancestors are ready to do work with us. So I'm super, super excited about that. So, yeah, so I'm just trying to do announcements first before we get into this, because I want to do a meditation, some sound. I'm going to do a little relaxation meditation before we get into the sound. But before that, I want to talk about my journey and it through sound healing and how that worked for me. So the funny thing about sound healing, and like I said, this isn't going to be a sound healing education. I'm not going to teach you how to be a sound healer. I'm just going to talk about what sound healing has done for me and what it's done for the people that come to my sound healings and my retreats. So the way that I got into sound healing, so I don't know, I knew about sound healing. I knew about the Conduit Center, right? The Conduit Center was they were the first group to put like a center together. There were many sound healers, original OG sound healers like Ed Cleveland and Marie Manu, my teacher, who had been doing sound healing for a very long time. But the guys at the Conduit Center really put this place together where people would go and experience sound healing, and it was great and it was wonderful. And I had a Reiki client one day, and he came to me because he had tinnitus in he's a drummer, but he had severe tinnitus in his ears, right? That's where you get tinnitus. And we did a Reiki session, and during this Reiki session, I experienced one of his guides in a very strong in my face way, something that I had never experienced before. And I was relatively new to Reiki, at least relatively new to doing Reiki on other people. Like I had probably been attuned maybe for like 5 years by then. But it was, I hadn't really done a lot of Reiki. I'd done it on myself and, friends and family and that kind of stuff, but not on people as clients. So this guide of his, a very strong male indigenous chief type person, was like kind of in my face. And I also have a guide who is an indigenous woman, very strong. She's led me she's guided me through this journey. In a very protective, motherly, loving way. So she presented herself because this is what she would do in the beginning. She would present herself to make sure that I trusted what was happening, right? So this was kind of my guide to help me trust my intuition. But he was so persistent. His guide, my client's guide, was so persistent. And the message that came out of that was, my client initially thought that he had tinnitus because he was kind of like a friend of his was going through something, or something was happening with a friend, and he thought it was related to that. But the main thing that came out of that session, the guide told him that he needed to do sound healing. And it wasn't necessarily said in that way, but it was like, you need to use your music talent to help heal others. And like I said, I had never, I didn't say this. I had never gone to the Conduit Center, but I had heard of them. So I said, well, listen, I don't know these guys really, but I know that there is a place in Manchester that has sound healing, and they do sound healing. So why don't you contact them and see what happens? So he did that, and the rest is history. And he started using sound for healing. So it was an amazing experience, right? So I started going to the Conduit Center, because I was like, well, if I'm being guided towards sound healing in some way, because I knew of them, I had checked them out, but I never it never pushed me there. So I started going to sound healings myself, and loved it. I mean, the relaxation, every time I went, it was a different experience for me as far as my experience. One time with the gongs, especially one time I went to Egypt. Like I was in either past life, right? In Egypt. Pyramids, it was just amazing. And then, there were times when it was just like I could feel things, emotions and stuck emotions in my body just releasing, like being sucked into the floor or like whatever, just releasing into Mother Earth, and it just felt amazing. So I was like, okay, this is really cool. So I need to get trained in this, so I contacted a friend who had been trained, and she gave me the number to her teacher, who happened to be Marie Manu, a woman who's been doing sound healing forever, probably, trained with the OGs of sound training. She's an OG here in Connecticut. And I took her 12-week training, and it was such an amazing experience. And by this time I had started collecting bowls. Like I was, bowls can be pretty pricey, especially good quality bowls. So I started buying them one by one, and of course, like most people do, I bought my first couple of bowls on Amazon. But luckily enough, my guides, whatever, guided me to some really good bowls. The first one, not so great, but so I have that one on my altar in the office, and I use that one just to strike. It's a striker. It's not a singer. And then I bought like maybe I bought like two more on Amazon, and they actually ended up being really, really good. And actually today I found one probably the second bowl that I bought, and definitely bought on Amazon. And I found it, and I forgot I had it, and I played it, and I was like, oh my God, I forgot I had this bowl, and this is actually a really good bowl. And it pairs with the Three Sisters that I bought last year, so that I call them the Three Sisters because they resonate so well together, and they're all in a good progression of notes. So I have an F, I have a G, a G I think, and I don't know what this one is, but so the Three Sisters go very well together. So when I found this little bowl that I had originally bought on Amazon, one of the very first ones I had, I was like, let me see how it sounds with the Three Sisters, and I put it together, and it was like amazing. And I was like, yep, this is what I'm using for the live today. So that's going to be a beautiful, amazing sound for all of you to hear. And I'm very excited because I was like, wow, I forgot I had this bowl, and it's a really good bowl, even though it came from Amazon. So, don't let those sound healing bougie people tell you that you can't find a good bowl on Amazon, because you can. And also, you have to kind of be sure, right? Because if you can't hear what it sounds like, then you never know what you're going to get. So if you're going to buy bowls, get them from and you're going to buy them online, get them from a place where they actually have the sound of the actual bowl that you're going to get on the website. There's also a good store in Middletown. It's called The Night People, I think it's called, and the owner of that store actually wrote a book about sound healing. It's called The Mastery Book of Himalayan Singing Bowls. So his name is Emil De Leon, and he is in Middletown. He has a shop there. You have to check the website though. You can order online and stuff, and he's very, very good about his bowls. He's very particular, and he will try to give you the best deal for what you're looking for what you can afford, with the best sound and the best resonance. So there's a few places. I've gotten bowls at a wholesale gem show that I go to with my teacher Jude. I've been there 2 years in a row, and I've gotten some amazing bowls there the 2 years I've been there. So from this Tibetan husband and wife, and they have a store in New Jersey that I want to go to one day, but I haven't been able to get there. But anyway, so that is, if you want to get into sound healing, you don't have to necessarily take a course right away. You can buy a bowl and just start using the bowl. That's how I started. I knew about it. I got the bowls from Amazon. One that ended up being amazing, and the other one's, it's good for what it does. It's a striker, and it clears. I use it to cleanse my office sometimes if I don't want to burn any sage or Palo Santo or any other herb. So sometimes for a quick cleanse of the office, energy cleanse, it's really good to use. So no bowl is a bad bowl. So I decided to get trained in sound healing, and didn't do much with it for a long time. I think I've been trained in sound healing since probably 2017. I think that's when I took the course with Marie. And didn't do much with it. And then all of a sudden, I don't know, last year, a year and a half ago, something just pushed me in the direction of doing sound healing, and I got a second space in the office building where I have my therapy office, and I started doing sound healing circles. So they're called Divine Rebel Sound Healing Circle. They're called Divine Rebel because my Facebook group is Divine Rebel, and I think a Divine Rebel is amazing, and that's how I see myself. So that's what they're called. And that's kind of been evolving right now and changing. And I know last year I stopped doing it in the summertime because nobody wants to be inside. Nobody wants to go to a sound healing inside. So I'm probably going to be doing some outside at the West Hartford Reservoir and maybe over at Wadsworth Falls. So stay tuned for that. But as far as what sound healing has done for me, it really has helped me on this journey that I've taken, that I decided to take, this expansive spiritual journey that I decided to take. It really helps. It has helped me be calmer. It has helped me be more patient. I love being a participant of sound healing, but I also love doing it as a practitioner, because just like Reiki, you experience the healing just as much as the people who are lying down on the mat on the floor, and just really taking in the sounds. Like every time after I do a sound healing circle, I feel relaxed. I feel just grounded. I feel connected. It's an amazing experience for me, and it really has helped me evolve as a therapist. It has helped me evolve as a practitioner. And it's just something that is, it's just, you have to experience it in order to know. There's a lot of stuff, like I could say, okay, yes, vibration, electromagnetic field, it's doing all these things to your aura. So yeah, all of that stuff. And it helps you really connect with your inner self. That's one of the biggest things. And maybe that's the energy that I put into the sound healing when I do it, because my sound healing is intuitive. Like, I'm not one that goes and practices and has a sequence and, whatever. Like, I do sound healing through my intuition and what feels right. What, the people in the room need. I feel into that. I feel into what the bowls want, because I think everything has a spirit of some kind, right? So I feel that way about my crystals as well. So I listen to them and let them guide me to where the next strike or swipe is going to be, so that the people that are in the room get what they need, and it resonates with the intention that we set. Because every time I do a sound healing, we do a mini meditation. We try to set an intention, and then do the sound healing, and then we share and do a card pull at the end. So it's a really profound experience, and I've had people that have come to my sound healings, whether it was at a retreat or just my regular, monthly or bi-monthly or weekly. I don't know. I don't even know what the rate is right now. Right now it's nothing, because I am putting it on hold for a little bit, but have some really profound experiences where they're like, okay, I need to make this change in my life, or oh my God, I just, one of my ancestral healing retreat last year, I had a person who attended who connected to a grandmother and found a story of severe trauma that has been through the lineage of the family, and got confirmation from her mother about this information, and it was just wow. So there are a lot of amazing things that happen when you come to a sound healing session. The most important is really relaxation, and just like Reiki, and I'm referring to Reiki a lot because I just taught a class yesterday, so it's fresh in my mind, but just like Reiki, it has science behind it, right? So we know sound, vibration, I mean, that's been studied for a very long time, and we know about brain waves and how sound can help your brain waves move into different categories. So from theta to beta to even delta, so deep going into your own self very deeply. And that's what sound healing can do. It can also lower blood pressure. It can lower stress. It helps with anxiety. You know, a lot of the same kind of benefits that Reiki provides, sound healing provides. And it makes sense because it's all life force energy coming from somewhere. I mean, this is different because this is actual vibration resonance, but I think the practitioner that is doing the sound has a lot to do with the experience that people have when they're in that room. I mean, just like when I do a crystal dreaming session, the crystals do a lot of the work, but it's really on the person that is allowing the process to happen, and for me to relax myself and be in full resonance of unconditional love in order to be able to allow the process to go the way that it needs to go. So yeah, I mean, it's just amazing. And if you've never experienced it, I highly recommend that you do, whether you come to one of my sound healings or you go to somebody else's sound healings. Like, I love going to Ed Cleveland's sound healings, and I took a gong course with him, and he's amazing. And as well as Kelvin Young, I've been to his sound healings and have enjoyed it thoroughly. The guys at the Conduit, they're just doing things way too far right now, so I really can't. I don't have the time in my schedule to be able to join their sound healings, but I really, really enjoyed the Conduit Center's sound healings, and they're amazing. So wherever you decide to go, just go, because it's going to benefit you. And remember that anything that helps you feel better, you want to try and continue to do over and over and over again, right? It's not one and done. And I think a lot of people, especially from my sound healings, because sometimes people have really profound experiences and I don't think they're ready for that, right? I think they're just like, hey, I'm coming to a sound healing and it's going to be fun and it's going to be great. And then they have this like, this deep release from the heart, and it's like, oh my God, why does my heart feel this way? Or they have this profound message coming in to say you have to release this, and it's like, oh, you know, all the resistance or the whatever comes through, and sometimes people, you know, that scares people. And I'm not trying to scare you about going to a sound healing, because not every sound healing is going to be like that. Again, it depends on what the practitioner brings to the room, what the energy in the room is, who, you know, what's provided. So, you know, I've had some amazing, some people have amazing experiences with the sound healing circles that I provide, and I'm very, very blessed and honored to whenever I get asked to do a sound healing, because I do also do sound healings for private groups, whether it's in my office or at your home. I also do sound healings for organizations. So I've done a sound healing for Hartford Performs. It's an amazing organization in Hartford that brings artists into the school systems to teach children about different forms of art, writing, music, dance, drama. It's just amazing, an amazing program. So I did a professional development sound healing for their artists, and it was beautiful. And I met Craig there, and he is a drummer in the state of Connecticut who is also amazing. He's an OG as well, and it was great. I've also done sound healing for Wellmore in Waterbury. I did my internship and used to work there, but it wasn't Wellmore when I worked there or did my internship. It was Child Guidance of Waterbury, and then it was WellPath. So I did a professional development sound healing for their crew, and I'm doing another one on Thursday. So I'm super excited about that. So if you have an organization or a group or anybody who would like, where you would like to do, or if you want to do a girls' night sound healing, I love doing those, and those are fun. So whatever you desire, you can reach out and we can plan something. So enough about that. Now I want to give you guys a little bit of a taste of what a sound healing is like. So like I said, I was trying to put the camera on the bowls, but it's just not doing it the way that I wanted to do. So let me see. Maybe I can turn the whole computer. I don't know. Let's see. Let me try this again. But before I do that, let's just go into a meditation. All right. Don't want to get too whatever. All right, so if you are watching live or you're watching the replay, start to get into a comfortable seated position or lying down if you'd like. and start to pay attention to the natural rhythm of your breath. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to remove myself from the screen. Well, actually, no, I'll just keep it. Okay. So just start paying attention to the natural rhythm of your breath. Noticing how your breath feels as it goes in through your nose and out through your mouth. And exhale with a sigh because it feels really good to do that. Just breathe in naturally, not forcing anything, but at the same time trying to just slow your breath and make it a little bit deeper. We spend so much time in shallow breath all day long that it's nice to just slow it down and deepen the breath. And just start to pay attention to any tension or stress in your body. And allow yourself to be curious about it. Don't overanalyze or analyze in any way. Just say, oh, I have a little tinge on my shoulder. Okay, I noticed that. I have a little bit of a headache, a little low drone headache. Notice that. My hip hurts a little bit. Notice that. And just be curious. And maybe breathe into those spaces that feel a little tense, a little tight. And as you breathe into them, just intend for them to relax as you breathe out. And allowing yourself to just block any external sounds out and start to tune in to the sounds that I am about to play for you. You can set an intention. We just came out of an intense new moon energy. And the new moon is about bringing things into your life, starting new beginnings. So set an intention of something new that you want to start or something new that you want to bring in. And really feel into that. Feel into that intention. Make it real. See it in front of you. And if your eyes aren't already closed, just start to close them. And really just allow yourself to listen to the sounds of the copper bowls. So I'm hoping that you are feeling relaxed, allowing yourself to come back into this space, into the space that you're in, into your body. And just allowing yourself just to be here relaxed. You can keep your eyes closed or give your body gentle stretches and open your eyes. So I'm hoping that the sound was okay, because with Zoom there you have to do a special thing for the sound to be good, or if it fades in and out. So I'm hoping that was okay. I don't know, because I mean, I think StreamYard is pretty good with that kind of stuff, but yeah, so that was that. It was a very small little sample. I prefer copper bowls. That's just, I do have some crystal bowls, but I know there are some sound practitioners who only do crystal bowls. I like the crystal bowls, and they have a very sharp sound, and it's great, and you know, but I really am partial to the copper bowls because their sound resonance is so beautiful, and it just kind of, I feel like it hits the heart center. It hits all chakras, but it hits the heart center. Even if it's not the note for the heart center, it hits it really nicely, and it connects. I feel like it connects heaven, it connects you to earth and to the cosmos all at the same time. I feel like the crystal bowls tend to be very up here, while the copper or the Tibetan bowls tend to connect to both. They're very shamanic, and they tend to connect to both heaven, the cosmos, and to the earth. So but I have them all, and I have ocean drums and gongs are my favorite. I hope to be a gong master like Ed Cleveland one day. I'll continue to take some of his classes, but it's just a beautiful way to give yourself some love, healing, relaxation, and really show up for yourself. I mean, I think even if I'm noticing right now that even my voice is a little bit different. My energy is a little bit more grounded, even after that little tiny bit of sound healing that I just did. So yeah, so I just wanted to share one of my favorite things with you, one of the favorite things that I do to help people, and I wanted to share that with you. And if you feel called to go to a sound healing, come to mine or go to someone else's. I highly recommend that you experience it more than once, definitely. So yeah, that's what I have for you guys tonight. A couple of reminders again, June 2nd to the 4th, Copper Beach Institute, I'll be doing an ancestral healing retreat. It's harmonizing with the ancestors, and it's going to be, starts Friday night, all the way to Sunday afternoon. All inclusive meals, and if you would like to stay at the facility, you can do that. So go on their website, copperbeachinstitute.org, and sign up. There are still spots left. Also, I'll be doing my own ancestral healing retreat in September, and that's already gone out to my email list. It'll go out again, but I do have early bird pricing until, I want to say, I'm going to put it out officially after this, the Copper Beach retreat. But I think the early bird pricing is until the end of July. I'm not sure, but it'll be all in the information that I put out. That's going to be in Chester, Connecticut at Guest House Retreats and Conference Center, where I usually do my retreats. And that's also going to be a weekend retreat starting Friday evening, or Friday around 4:30 until Sunday after lunch. And that is all inclusive. All the meals are included. Yeah, you'll leave with an ancestral healing toolbox if you sign up early bird. The first 7 people to sign up for early bird will receive a nice little gift from me, and everyone that participates will leave with an ancestral healing toolbox and a lot of other things. So I'm very excited about that. That retreat is ancestral healing, for its healing through the lines, ancestral healing for the self-love journeyer. So we're going to work with our ancestors to really guide us in our self-love journey. So that's going to be a really, really good weekend, and I'm super excited about that. And guest house retreats usually in September is just beautiful and great, and the facility is wonderful and the people there are great. So I'm very excited to be returning there again. That's for September. And then I have my little mini retreats, mini day, half day retreats, or quarter day, no, 3/4 day retreats, that I'm doing in July, August, and September. And those are going to be in my office space. We're going to be we're going to be taking hikes. We're going to be meditating. We're going to be journaling. We're going to be dancing. We're going to be eating some good food, and just having a good time. And there's 3 different themes. The first one is cultivating, I don't think that's the actual title, but it is about cultivating your daily practice, whether you do it in the morning or at night. It's where I'm going to go through a lot of different practices, so you can pick what feels right for you, or you could share a practice that you have that you love. So it's, even though I'm going to be leading this retreat, I want people to give their input and their information, because so many people have their own knowledge and their own ways of doing things. So if you have a practice that really works for you, come and share it with the rest of us, because I'm always looking for new things. So yeah, I'm excited about that. The second one is going to be heart balm for your soul. It's going to be a heart-centered day 3/4 day retreat, and then the last one is going to be a chakra release and fill up. So we're going to go through all the chakras, release, and then fill. So very excited about those little mini day retreats. Nourishment, love, community, fun, laughter, all that stuff. So excited about those. Yeah, and if you have any questions about anything, let me know. Just message me, send me an email, whatever you would like to do. I would love to serve you. So thank you so much, and don't forget to tune in next week when I have my soul sister Shuvra Deb, who is going to be talking about her journey and where it's taken her, from attorney to radio host. It's super a super interesting journey, and I love her so much. So I'm excited. So tune in. She's awesome. You are going to fall in love with her just like I did. And yeah, so thank you so much for tuning in if you did, and thank you so much for watching it on the replay if you are, and love you so much. See you here next week, 5:30, for another episode of Soul Star Light Up. Bye.